Ladies and gentlemen, to NBA 2K26. Today's video is how to have fun or how to be competitive. There's a conversation going on in my live streams about builds, and I make a ton of them for leagues and I send them in and submit them so that the players can kind of evaluate and see what's the best out there, test them out for themselves, and we kind of build this big pool of information. And this year, I've gotten the chance to make three of the best builds, in my opinion: the 6'8", the 6'8" all around build, the 6'6" lockdown build, and the power forward monster. Those are the three ones that I specialized in so far. I'm very excited about the community using them. Today, I want to kind of break down builds and take it to another level to help you understand why it's important to note what you're doing or what you're not doing. In the background, you're looking at me playing on my lockdown build. I know that sounds crazy because I'm over here breaking ankles and doing all types of offensive things. It's because I didn't just make a competitive build. I said to myself, I want to have fun. I want to be the point guard, and I want to kind of cook people up as well as be a lockdown. So my attributes have most of the lockdown things. The only thing I did was manipulate the cap breakers to be able to get contact dunks and dribble like a point guard. So that's why you see I'm able to break ankles and I'm able to do fun stuff, good times. But to me, defense is more fun. I get more excited about it. That's why you're seeing a lot of blocks, but you can also see these dribbles where I cross people up, make it happen. And this is before I get the cap breakers and finish this build off. So today, let's dive in. Like, subscribe, and comment. If you rock with me, it's free, it's easy, and I appreciate it. Here we go. First things first that I want to talk about is, yes, make the build that you want. Don't listen to me. As I always say on my videos, I don't have the answers. What you want to play and how you want to play is your choice. Now, if you're looking to join a pro-am team, a league, if you're looking for somebody to pick you up, if they look at your build, they'll say, nah, I don't want to play with that guy. Because guess what? You suck. I'm sorry, not you, but your build sucks, which means that you're basically not going to be useful for the team. Okay. You have no defense, so there's no reason to have you. And then if you have a lot of offense, maybe it can be useful, but that means they got to surround their whole team on you. A lot of times you guys make offensive builds that are useless. So it's one of those things where, sure, your 99 dunk is fun for you, but it's not going to help a team win. And it's really not going to be the main focus on any team's championship level. And if it is, that's a surprise, but hey. With that being said, I want to show you me making fun builds for myself to enjoy, and then also the competitive versions and why it's important to know the difference. And then also, maybe if you make more than one build, make one that's all out fun. I don't care what you put on it, 99 dunk, 99 3, go for it. You're gonna have a good time. And then make a true competitive build that's going to help you play with others and win games. And somebody in my stream was saying, you think it's fun when you make competitive builds? And they're kind of questioning, is it any fun to play with a build like that? The truth is, yes, it's fun to play in an organized matches with some people that are cool. They don't have to be your best friends, but you could be cool with them and end up winning big time. And so, for example, I'm going to go and put on my 6'2" build, which is a competitive build. I went and played this event with a family member who doesn't play 2K full time or anything, just regular casual person. And then some of my viewers. And we went out here and went on like a 20 game winning streak before the event ended. It was a fun night. But this build is 6'2". I'm getting blocks, steals, and it doesn't have a lot of defense on it because it's the main offensive monster. We're going to talk about the builds, but I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of, like, sure, if you want to go have fun, just make a fun build. Put on competitive builds and still be reliable. Okay. And so we're going to go through it step by step, showing you different versions of the builds and going. Okay. Lock in. Here we go. So first things first, I want to talk about lockdowns because there's definitely different versions. that you can make. It's a choice. You have to, decide what type of player you want to be, and there's no wrong answer on how you feel and what you feel is best. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out this guy right here, and I want to showcase the differences between this build and my build. Okay, this is the competitive version that you might think, oh, I can't have fun with that. Does it have contact dunks? It does have 72 to get rise up and do standing dunks, because it's going to cut from the corner and automatically dunk. It's going to, get a fast break after a steal and get an automatic dunk. Easy. Those are the times it dunks. So it doesn't need to be trying to dunk on people and all that. But shooting wise, it has an 83, which gives it limitless range. And set shot specialist is going to be on silver. You can max plus 2 to Hall of Fame. The passing is good. You don't need any dribblings, but it's pretty high because of your speed. You're very fast. Now, the main thing with this build at 6'6" is you're going to have a 99 perimeter and a 92 agility, which gives you all of the defensive badges. When I say all of the defensive badges, I'm talking about challenger, on ball, menace, the main two. Those are the main two. And pick dodger on legend without using max plus 1s or 2s. Then you can use your max plus 1s and 2s on glove, because glove is on gold and so is interceptors. So you're going to be able to buff those up through the max plus 1s and 2s and have those ready to go. And that means every badge for on ball, like guarding the actual point guard, which is your job, you'll be locking them up and you'll be so scary. Then on top of that, you're going to have your high vertical, and you're going to get high fly denier to block them very easily. On top of that, you'll have paint patroller high as well. You'll be able to be good to these are the type of things that will make you very deadly out. Plus you have speed to keep up with them. Once in a while, you'll get a rebound and you can lock it in. But this is the build. And somebody would say, that's not a fun build. It's not viable for me. I don't want it. Well, guess what? I also feel the same. I know that this is for somebody who wants to win a championship in a league, in a tournament. And that's cool. But you can also do a variation, which is what I do with some of my builds. Not all the time, because sometimes I'll just make a competitive build, not worry about just having fun factors. So this is the same exact build with minor tweaks, okay? The tweaks are, I dropped a little bit on a few little attributes to give myself a 79 driving dunk. At the cap breakers, 5 of them, I will have contact dunks at an 89 and all the best animations. So that's going to let me get crazy cool, fun clips while being competitive. So I can ISO with this build if I need to. This is a point guard instead of a small forward. And as you can see, the dribbles is a 75 to get Zach LaVine and all the good stuff. Not going to go deep down a rabbit hole, but this is just big conversation about understanding the difference. So I tweaked it to be able to be a lockdown for the team, but I can be the point guard. And if you don't believe me, I just showed you guys the clips of that lockdown. So I don't think I'm making that story up. I think pretty much common sense that this can be a viable build for you. Now we're going to do the same conversation again. I want to kind of showcase a whole nother thought process in this setup. Okay, so this is for a center. And I actually haven't put this specific build on the channel, but I want to show you a competitive version of a center. You need a 90 a standing dunk to be able to get rise up, and you're going to have it at a high clip on gold. You're going to just get dunks. Anytime you get a rebound, you're getting a dunk. Anytime they kick you the ball in the paint, you're getting a dunk. Know how to trigger it. 78 is all you need for set shot specialist on silver, which gives you that on Hall of Fame with max plus 2. You have a 76 pass to be able to get break starter, which I could showcase right here on silver, and visionary, which are the most important badges for a center to get those crisp passes as they get a rebound. Then too many stats to go over, but the interior defense and blocks, you're going to have a 99 block. You're going to have basically defense on legend badges for defense. And the same thing with rebounds, a 99 rebound. Gonna give you all the rebounds that you need, plus a 91 strength. You're gonna box everybody out. And what's cool is a lot of centers don't do this, but an 83 vertical is gonna give you way better defense. So your high flyer denier, your pogo, you're gonna get that all the way up there. And honestly, I could remake this build to give it an 85 and go even harder, because that's going to unlock even more stuff for you. But this is the build, and a lot of people would probably want contact dunks on their center. They're going to want some dribbling. The shooting is too low for that center build. This is what most kids will say. And this is where you are on the channel, most likely just like this person who went to make their first build of 2K. Again, another center. This is what they made. They made a 7-foot shooting guard, basically. And this is not to make fun of them. Again, this is a fun build. They've been amazing. They've been playing very well on this build. They have actually performed better than what the build is. I think that they're better than their build. And this happens a lot. A lot of you guys are better than the build that you make. And you're just putting on weaker builds and performing less efficiently and effectively. And that's a problem. And you got to work on that game by having a better build that's more effective. So they have the 90 standing dunk, right? They have the strength, but their rebounds, their blocks is low. And on top of that, their shooting is too high. For a center, he's not going to have the ball 99% of the time. He's not ISOing people to be able to have all of these attributes. For example, the mid-range, most likely not going to shoot a lot of mid-ranges. And you need one or the other to be high to be able to get the right badges. You don't need both of them, especially for a center. His job is to spot up, hit the shot, roll to the basket, get a dunk. And so the difference, like I said, I'm not criticizing this build as in it was a bad build or whatever, but the point of I'm sharing is that he could have said, hey, I want to compete, not just have a 89, 80, and 3, because maybe one of those would have been great, but both was unnecessary. So for example, that they can drop that, put up their defense to be able to have better rebounds, better blocks, better interior. That's the difference in the builds. And if you look at them, they're close to the same. If you notice something as we go and kind of like do a little semi comparison here, they're close to the same. The only difference is they put up their dribbles. They put up their shooting to the max. They wanted to be a point guard. They wanted to be a shooting guard or something. I don't know what they were thinking, but that's where their brain is. And so they have a good shooting guard build. That's a 7-footer. That's the difference. Now, the real one that people will say is competitive and not fun, because competitive builds are not fun. Winning isn't fun. This one doesn't have dribbles. This one doesn't have high threes or mid ranges. Oh my God, that build is whack. Compared to the other build where you're gonna have way more dribbling and way more shooting. Now, there's nothing wrong with those builds. Both of them can be useful and have fun on both of them, in my opinion. And personally, I have more fun on effective builds that can do their job completely and destroy people in their position. If I play point guard, I want to have a lot of assists and a lot of points to help my team. I'm going to create shots, and I'm going to also basically make points. So at all times, great passing, great. And if I'm a lockdown, I want to be able to shut down whoever is their point guard, stop the pick and roll, win the game, right? If I'm a center, I need to be able to out rebound the other center, contest every single shot, space the floor to hit some open shots, set some picks to create opportunities for the team. Those are my roles. It is not to have crazy dribbles. It's not to do contact dunks. You know, you can have it if you want, but it's more for fun than it is to compete. Those are the only examples I want to use today and share about like understanding your role as a player. And when you make your build, like I said, want to just make a fun fool around build. I do it all the time. If you guys haven't noticed, a lot of my builds when I'm just playing casually all have dunk. I want contact dunks at an 89 or higher just because it's fun. And then because some of the animations that I love are at 89 and I can have it higher. Then if I'm playing competitively, I don't care about that at all. You can give me a 55 drive and dunk and I'm perfectly happy. And I have those builds and I played on those builds for years. And when we play in tournaments, I put on the exact pieces that I need. And I'm not over exaggerating on just foolery. And that's the difference. And so I say all that to say, you know, this is a deep topic about like what is fun and what is good. You're paying money for the game and you have to pay money for the build basically for VC. So I would recommend to take your time and just have a fun build with the cap breakers. Make a build that can be competitive, have some defense, have some offense, but also let the cap breakers complement it. Because I made my first build, I didn't know about cap breakers yet. And it's cool, but if I remade it, it would be twice as cool. And that's my biggest recommendation. Because you can take something that's decent and make it right. And that's where, you know, I'm not promoting myself too much. I kind of am. I'm going to show you guys one more time my lockdown point guard. It's supposed to be a lockdown that I created it on the point guard position because I wanted to guard the point guard. I just thought about playing in the random rec. And I said, you know what? I'm going to guard ball. I'm going to make a point guard. So I have a point guard with lockdown abilities, but then I put some dribbles with my cap breakers, and then I'm going to put 5 cap breakers later on in the year to make it do dunks. And this is going to be my very fun but competitive build when I feel like not being too serious. But in reality, like I said before, I would drop this down to win games at a 65 drive and dunk, and then maybe boost up my speed or my blocks, whatever I want to boost up, and have a stronger build to win more games consistently. Okay. Only thing this build is lacking is a little passing and faster speed, which I'm going to use my cap breakers for that. And I already have 10 pretty much guaranteed through once I finish the crew and one more rep, which I'm at 62 right now. I'll get a cap breaker. So, you know, in a month, I'll have even more cap breakers, 3 more cap breakers, start of 5. But that being said, I made the fun version instead of the competitive version. I do have my competitive build for a point guard position when I do play in the tournaments. And this is what I recommend. You know, make a fun build, have fun in the game, do what you came to do, but also think about your second build being competitive and having very good stats to compete. You're going to be the point guard. You need those high 3-pointers. You need the high passing and dribbling. If you're a guard, shooting guard, you want to have really good shooting, decent, you know, defense and stuff like that to contribute. Then if you're a lockdown, you're just going to put everything on defense and then have enough to stand and shoot with a 78. And then same thing with a power forward. I didn't show it on this video. I think I got it on the channel. Check that out. And you're good to go from there. These are the kind of things that you want to build to go forward, to lock in for basically. Okay. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of have a conversation and give you guys my thoughts on the competitive scene versus having fun builds. I help out the leagues and I do all of the testing for builds and kind of create the best ones. But as I said, I always make my contact dunking fun playstyle. You're looking at my 6'8". This is my original build, day 1. This is the first 2 days of the game coming out, and I'm cooking people up with it. Have a good time playing on this build. It has good blocks, rebounds. It does a little bit of everything. I showcase that build, but it's a fun playstyle. It's not necessarily the most competitive that it's going to compete at the highest level. I can have other builds that perform better as a point guard. that's the deal. That's the video. And hopefully it's helpful, informative, and you guys enjoy it. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and comment to show me some love and show YouTube that we want to keep it going with it. Okay? Other than that, I appreciate y'all time, y'all energy. See you on the next one. There's some really deep dives that I got into when it comes to defense and dribbling on the channel. Check those out. See you later.